What's going on, y'all? Welcome to the Blown Coverage Fantasy Football Podcast. I'm Waiver Wire Queen. If you're tuning in today, you're in the right place. If you have concerns about Najee Harris, it has come out that he may not be on the field as much going into the 2022 NFL season. How is this going to impact anyone who is considering drafting Najee Harris or who has him in a dynasty league? I know some people have invested some heavy draft capital in Najee Harris, and now you're wondering, well, damn, is his production going to decrease? Let's talk about it.
Welcome to the Blown Coverage Fantasy Football Podcast with Waiver Wire Queen.
Telling you that song gets me every time. Shout outs to Tony Anthemz for the dope beat. Y'all go on and make sure you subscribe to the channel if you play fantasy football and are trying to get ahead of your competition for the upcoming season, because we have a lot of great content which will help you prepare for the upcoming fantasy football season on any platform, any type of league. So again, let's talk about Najee Harris, who is one of my favorite young running backs. However, some things have just come out about what Najee Harris's playing time going forward is going to be. He may not be on the field as much. That means that his snaps will decrease. Let's be clear. Najee Harris did not disappoint overall this past season. He had a very good season. His yards per carry weren't that great at 3.9. However, Najee Harris still had a stellar rookie season, and he is the only running back on the Steelers that I want on my roster. However, he mentioned some things recently this week, which should have anyone who has any type of stock in Najee to be concerned, or if you're considering drafting Najee in your upcoming draft, you're going to be concerned based on what he says. I mean, he said pretty much, I may take time off, okay? I will not be on the field for certain plays. We're still going to talk about that, though. I do want to play a lot anytime I can. Okay, so he pretty much is saying that, hey guys, I may not be on the field as much. We all know he was on the field far too much as a rookie. I understand why they drafted him. However, you don't want to run him into the ground at such an early age. Now, he is an older player, obviously. He is a 24-year-old player with only 1 year experience at the NFL level as a running back. Okay, so that is obviously a concern coming out of the draft, coming out of this past season. That was coming into the 2020 NFL draft. That was definitely a concern. His age, however, the talent was there. Kind of started off a little slow. However, he played very, very well. But again, you know that at the running back position, it's a very, the shelf life for a running back is short as hell, and he's already 24 and had over 381 touches in 2021 as a rookie. That is simply insane. And although we enjoyed the production from Najee, I know there are several owners in a dynasty league that have sounded the alarm off, that have traded him, that are passing him in drafts because of the age, the touches in just one season. And it's going to make people concerned and shy away from drafting him. And when you hear something like this, I may not be on the field as much or for certain plays, it's going to be a concern. It simply is. He played all 17 games in 2021. He was that offense, in my opinion. Okay, again, 381 touches. 307 of those touches were rushing attempts, 1,200 rushing yards, only 3.91 yards per carry, which that has to increase. But that offensive line was atrocious. We all know the Steelers' offensive line last season was a hot mess. We wasn't checking for them, but he still made it work. And he had 7 touchdowns, 94 targets, 74 receptions, 467 yards, and 3 touchdowns. That was an impressive rookie season. Okay. I'm sorry if Jamar Chase didn't play as a rookie the same season as Najee, then we maybe have said Najee, yeah, he's the one. He was the best rookie. He was one of the best, but Jamar had another type of season. However, there should be concerns with that many carries or pretty much overall touches for a running back this early on in his career. They're going to run him into the ground, which is why this makes sense. And to me, this is smart. I still feel like people are going to trade him and kind of bypass him in Dynasty League. I have him in a Dynasty League. However, I'm not trading him. I'm going to keep him because I don't care what the hell they're going to do or what they're saying they're going to do. He's going to be on the field because who else is going to get on the field? They got Benny Snell, Anthony McFarland, Trey Edmonds, Jalen Warren, and Mateo Durant. If they had this thought in mind during the NFL draft, they should have added another running back who we know would have been reliable. I don't trust any of those running backs that I just mentioned. If it's not Najee, it's Najee's backfield. What? They're going to give him, a few snaps off? Okay, fine. Because you know what? As a Najee Harris owner in fantasy, I don't want him on the field the whole game. I want him to take some time off because I want him to have some type of longevity. If he continues to get 381 touches in a season, he's going to be done in another 2 to 3 years. Yes, I understand he wants to be on that field. He's playing the running back position, which is obviously has a short shelf life, and he's very physical. All of those touches makes him more susceptible to injuries and a shorter career. And again, the shelf life of a running back. So to me, this is smart. Should you be concerned? Hell no, because guess what? I just named all of the running backs who are backing him up, and they don't have a reliable running back on that team outside of Najee. So I'm only concerned about the age and if they continue to give him 381 touches every year. I'm not concerned about his production, and I am definitely not concerned about anyone taking a whole lot of meaningful snaps from him because it's simply not going to happen because they don't have anyone reliable enough to make that happen. So if you have Najee Harris, the only thing you should be concerned about is if they continue to give him almost 400 touches a year and his age. Other than that, there's no one else who's going to take any meaningful production from him. So again, I'm confident that he's still going to produce maybe slightly better if the Pittsburgh Steelers offensive line improves. Okay, we need them to improve. As a dynasty owner with Najee Harris, you should be pleased with this news because now they're not going to run him into the ground, and you may be able to have him a few more years than what you expected. So I'm not concerned about his production, and you shouldn't be concerned about his production because it's Najee Harris, and guess what? There ain't nobody else on that damn roster as a running back who's going to do anything that's going to stop that production. And yes, if he is off the field a little bit, that's fine because he's still going to see those goal line touches. We know that. And he's still going to produce. And this helps us with a few more extra years of Najee Harris in a Fantasy Football Dynasty League. Y'all make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and make sure you leave some comments and let me know your thoughts of the recent news of Najee Harris possibly taking some time off the field during games. Peace.
Thanks for listening to the Blown Coverage Fantasy Football Podcast. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Blown Coverage Fantasy Football Podcast.